Hey guys, it's B. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So I want to start this video by being completely honest with you. Most people don't struggle with fitness because they're unmotivated. They struggle because no one ever taught them how to build a lifestyle, not a challenge, not a 2-week glow up, not a temporary burst of motivation, a lifestyle. And if you're here right now, it's probably because you're tired. Tired of starting over, tired of feeling inconsistent, tired of watching other people transform while you feel stuck in the same place. And you're ready, maybe for the first time, to actually understand how to begin. This video isn't just how to start working out. It's not just how to be disciplined or how to get out of a slump. It's everything. The full guide. The truth behind fitness motivation, the mindset you need, the habits that matter, the routines that actually work, and the things no one explains, like creatine, protein powder, strength training at home, gym anxiety, how to make fitness a priority without letting it take over your life. I'm going to talk to you in the way that I wish someone spoke to me when I first started, not with unrealistic expectations, not with toxic positivity, not with just be disciplined, but with real, practical, grounded advice that you can actually use. Because your fitness journey isn't just about your body, it's about your mindset, your routines, your discipline, your environment, your identity, and the moment you understand that, everything changes. So if you're ready to learn how to start working out, how to build discipline, how to stay consistent, how to create a routine that fits your life, how to train at home, how to deal with gym anxiety, how to make this your year, and how to become the version of yourself that you keep imagining, then keep watching, because this is the video that finally explains it all. Before we talk about routines, workouts, supplements, discipline, or anything else, we need to talk about the part that no one really addresses or talks about really. Why you haven't been able to start, or why you start and stop over and over and over again. I want you guys to hear this clearly. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't want it enough. It's not because you're unmotivated. It's because you've been trying to build a lifestyle without understanding the foundation behind it. Most people try to start their fitness journey the wrong way around. They jump straight into the hardest parts: strict workouts, strict diets, strict routines, without building the skills that make consistency possible. Skills like discipline, time management, self-awareness, emotional regulation, and habit building. And when those skills aren't there, the whole thing collapses. Think about it. You can't expect yourself to suddenly wake up early, eat clean, train consistently, drink water, sleep well, and stay focused when you've never built those habits before. That's like trying to run a marathon when you've never jogged a mile. The reason you haven't been able to start is simple. You've been trying to change the outcome without changing the system. You've been trying to change your body without changing your environment. You've been trying to change your habits without changing your identity, and you've been trying to change your life without changing your mindset. Once you understand that, everything becomes easier, because now you're not blaming yourself, you're understanding yourself. And understanding is what creates progress. So before we go into strength training, supplements, routines, gym anxiety, productivity, discipline, and everything else, I want you to remember this. You haven't failed. You just were never told how to start properly. And that's what this video is going to fix. Now, before you change your habits, your routine, your diet, your workouts, any of it, you need to understand the reason behind all of it. And I don't mean the surface level reason you tell people, I mean the real reason, the one you don't say out loud. Most people skip this step. They jump straight into the gym, the meal plans, the this is a new me energy, and then they wonder why they fall off. It's because they never built a foundation, and your why is that foundation. Now, your why cannot be, I want abs, or I want to lose weight. Those are goals, not reasons. Goals change, reasons don't. Aesthetic goals are fragile. They disappear the moment you feel bloated, tired, stressed, or insecure. But a real why, that stays with you. So your why might be that you're tired of feeling sluggish, or you want to start breaking promises to yourself, or you want to feel confident walking into a room, or you want to build discipline because you never had it, or you want to prove to yourself that you can finish something you start, or you want to feel strong mentally and physically. Your why is personal, it's emotional, it's connected to your identity, not your appearance. And when your why is strong, discipline becomes easier. Because you're not doing this for a temporary result, you're doing it for a permanent shift. Now, sit with yourself and ask these questions and answer them honestly. What part of my life feels out of control? What do I want to feel that I don't feel right now? What version of me am I trying to become? What habits does that version of me have? Why does this matter to me long term? When you answer these questions, you'll notice something. Your why isn't about fitness, it's about your life. Think about the girl you want to be a year from now. Not her body, her life. How she wakes up, how she moves, how she eats, how she carries herself, how she handles stress, how she shows up for herself. Your why is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. And every time you want to skip a workout or eat whatever or fall back into old habits, your why is what pulls you back on track. People think discipline is about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's not. Discipline is what happens when your actions align with your identity. When you know exactly why you're doing something, you don't need motivation. You don't need hype. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need to remember your why. Don't keep it in your head. Write it somewhere, you'll see it every day. Your mirror, your phone, your journal. Because when life gets busy, stressful, or overwhelming, your why becomes that reminder that keeps you grounded. It becomes a reason you show up on the days that you don't feel like it. It becomes the anchor that stops you from quitting. As you grow, your why will grow with you. At first, it might be about confidence. Later, it might be about strength. And then it might be about mental health, discipline, or longevity. Let it evolve. That's how you know that you're changing. Now that you understand your why, the real reason behind your journey, we can finally talk about how to start. Not the aesthetic version, not the unrealistic version. The real, practical, sustainable version of starting your fitness journey from zero. Now that you understand why you've struggled and you found your why, we can finally talk about the part that everyone wants to skip to. How to actually start working out. And I want to make this very clear. Starting your fitness journey, it isn't about the intensity. It's about structure. It's about clarity. It's about building a system that your future self can maintain. The biggest mistake people make is trying to train like someone who's been lifting for years. You don't need advanced routines. You don't need complicated exercises. You don't need heavy weights. You need to master the basics because the basics are what transform your body. If you're starting from zero, your focus should be on learning proper form, building consistency, and creating a routine you can repeat. I don't care how motivated you feel right now. Do not start with 6 days a week. You will burn out, you will get sore, you will quit. 3 days a week is a sweet spot for beginners. It gives your body time to recover, your mind time to adjust, and your schedule time to adapt. So a simple structure could be day 1, you do full body. Day 2, it's rest or light movement. Day 3, full body. Day 4, rest. Day 5, full body. In the weekend, walk, stretch, or rest. This is enough to change your body and your life. Now you don't need 50 exercises, you need 6. These 6 movements build strength, muscle, confidence, and coordination. Squat, hinge, which is a deadlift pattern, push, pull, lunge, carry. If you master these, you can train anywhere, at home, in the gym, with dumbbells, or with just your body weight. You don't need a gym to get strong. You can build an incredible foundation at home with your body weight, a resistance band, and a pair of dumbbells, which are optional. So a beginner home workout, it might look like you do squats, 3 sets of 10, then glute bridges, 3 sets of 12, then push-ups on your knees if needed, because I can't do full push-ups, 3 sets of 8. Rows with band, 3 sets of 12. Lunges, 3 sets of 8, each leg. Plank, 30 seconds. That's it. Simple, effective, sustainable. If you want a deeper dive later, you can jump to strength training at home. Now, if you're going to the gym, your first goal is not to lift heavy. Your first goal is to get comfortable in the environment. And here's how to do that. You want to walk in with a plan. Start with the machines, they're beginner friendly. Keep your workout under 45 minutes. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Focus on form, not weight. Machines are your best friend in the beginning because they guide your movement and they reduce injury risk. And if gym anxiety is something you struggle with, we'll go deeper into that later in how to deal with your gym anxiety. Now, the scale is not your progress tracker. Your habits are, your strength is, your consistency is. You want to track things like how many push-ups you can do, how long you can hold a plank, how much weight you can lift, how many workouts you complete each week, how your energy feels. These are indicators that show you're improving, not a number on a scale. If you hate workouts, you won't stick to them. So make them enjoyable. Create a playlist, wear clothes that you feel confident in, train at a time that suits your energy. Try different styles, so strength, Pilates, walking, circuits, and celebrate small wins. Fitness becomes a lifestyle when it becomes something you look forward to, not something you dread. Later in the video, we'll talk about making workout a fun routine and a pre-workout routines that set the tone. Now, your routine should fit your life, not the other way around. If you're in school, you're working, or you're juggling responsibilities, you need a schedule that respects your reality. So you need to ask yourself, when do I have the most energy? When am I least likely to skip? What days can I realistically commit to? A realistic schedule beats a perfect schedule every time. We'll go deeper into this later in creating a realistic fitness schedule. And then you need to, this is the part no one talks about, you don't become consistent by forcing yourself. You become consistent by becoming the kind of person who trains. That means you prepare your clothes the night before, you drink water without thinking, you walk more, you stretch when you're stiff, you choose meals that fuel you, you show up even when you don't feel like it. This is how fitness becomes a lifestyle, not a phase. Now, you will have days where you want to skip, everyone does. The difference between people who transform and people who don't is simple. They don't negotiate with themselves. When you want to skip, you gotta ask yourself, will skipping help me become the person I want to be? Am I tired, or am I avoiding discomfort? Can I do a shorter workout instead of skipping entirely? This is how discipline is built, not through perfection, but through honesty. And we'll go deeper into this later and how to shift your mentality when you want to skip. Now that you know how to start working out, at home or in the gym, we can move into the next part of your journey, how to build discipline, productivity, and routines that actually last, because workouts are the only one piece of the puzzle. The lifestyle behind them is what makes everything stick. Now that you know how to start working out, we need to talk about the part that actually keeps you going. Discipline, productivity, and routines. Because workouts are the easy part. The hard part is everything around them. Your habits, your environment, your mindset, your time management, your ability to show up when you don't feel like it. This is where most people fall apart, and this is where you're going to get ahead. Now, people think discipline is waking up at 5 a.m, never missing a workout, eating perfectly, and being productive every second of the day. That's not discipline, that's burnout. Real discipline is simple. Doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Not perfectly, not dramatically, consistently. Your routine should not look like someone else's. It should match your schedule, your energy, your responsibilities, and your reality. If you're in school, working, or juggling a busy life, you need a routine that supports you, not drains you. So you're going to ask yourself, when do I naturally have the most energy? What time of day am I least likely to skip? What days can I realistically commit to? A routine that fits your life is a routine you will actually follow. Now, schedules fall apart the moment life gets messy. Systems don't. A system is a set of habits that support your goals, no matter what your day looks like. For example, drink water when you wake up. Move your body for 10 minutes daily. Prep your workout clothes the night before. Keep your space tidy. Plan your meals ahead. These habits create momentum. Momentum creates consistency. Consistency creates results. If you want to go deeper, you can explore how to build a sustainable system. But that's if you want that. Anyway, productivity, it's not about being busy. It's about being intentional. You don't need to fill your day with tasks. You need to prioritize the tasks that matter. Here's a simple rule. If it doesn't move you closer to the person you want to become, it's a distraction. Start your day with 3 priorities. 1 thing for your body, 1 thing for your mind, 1 thing for your future. This structure keeps you grounded and productive without overwhelming you. Now, slumps, they don't happen because you're lazy. They happen because your life becomes repetitive, uninspiring, and disconnected from your goals. To get out of a slump, you need to change your environment and your habits, not your entire life. So try this. Rearrange your room, change your morning routine, switch your playlist, go for a walk in a new place, start a new hobby, clean your space, write down what's draining you. Slumps break when your environment changes. If you want more help, I can help you explore that, how to break a slump, but we might go into that later, depends. Anyway, you don't become disciplined by forcing yourself. You become disciplined by becoming the kind of person who does disciplined things. That means you prepare the night before, you keep your promises, you show up even when you're not in the mood, you don't negotiate with your excuses, you choose long-term over short-term comfort. Identity drives behavior, behavior creates results, results reinforce identity. This is how you transform your life from the inside out. Now, you will have days where you don't want to do anything. That's normal. Everyone does. The difference between people who transform and people who don't is simple. They don't let their feelings make their decisions. When you want to skip, you ask yourself, will skipping help me become the person I want to be? Am I tired? Am I avoiding discomfort? Can I do a shorter version instead of skipping entirely? This is how discipline is built, not through perfection, but through honesty. Now, if you hate your routine, you won't stick to it. So make it enjoyable. A playlist that you love, a morning drink you look forward to, a clean space, cute workout clothes, a warm-up you enjoy, a post-workout ritual. Fitness becomes a lifestyle when it becomes something you enjoy, not something you endure. You can explore more of that if you want later. Now that you understand discipline, productivity, and routines, we can move into the next part, the part that transforms your body and your confidence: nutrition, supplements, protein, creatine, and the things most beginners don't know. This is where your results start to accelerate. Okay, now we're going to talk about the part of fitness that everyone overcomplicates: nutrition, protein, creatine, supplements, and fueling your body properly. This is a section that can completely change your results, your energy, your recovery, and your confidence. And the best part, it's not as complicated as people make it seem. Most beginners think fitness is about eating less. It's not. It's about eating better. Your body needs fuel to build muscle, burn fat, recover, and stay consistent. If you're under eating, skipping meals, or eating whatever's convenient, you're going to feel tired, weak, unmotivated, and stuck. Food is not the problem. Your relationship with food is. If you want to go deeper later, we can. But anyway, if you're trying to get stronger, build muscle, tone up, or change your body composition, protein is non-negotiable. Protein helps you recover, build muscle, stay full, and maintain energy. Most beginners don't eat enough protein, and that's why they don't see results. Now, here are simple ways to increase your protein. You can have Greek yogurt. And Greek yogurt you can pair with lots of things. You can jam in Greek yogurt, you can put honey in Greek yogurt, you can make savoury things with Greek yogurt, but Greek yogurt is a lot of protein. Chicken, turkey, fish, most meats. Eggs are great for protein. Beans, lentils, chickpeas. Tofu or tempeh. I'm not a fan of this one too much, but there are some who like them. Cottage cheese. And protein shakes. So I can talk later if you want to improve your protein intake or whatever, but that'll be later, not now. So protein powder, though, it's not a magic solution, it's just a tool. It's just powdered food. If you struggle to hit your protein goals, a shake can help you fill the gap. It's not dangerous, it's not cheating, it's not only for bodybuilders, it's simply convenient. Creatine. Creatine is one of the most researched, safest, and effective supplements in the world. It helps with strength, muscle growth, recovery, and even brain function. It's not a steroid, it's not dangerous, and it's not just for men. Creatine simply helps your muscles store more energy so you can train harder and recover better. But you don't want to really start on creatine if you're not doing a heavy, intense workout. It's more for if you're doing more heavily intense workouts. Anyway, most supplements are unnecessary. You don't need fat burners, detox teas, appetite suppressants, or anything extreme. The only supplement worth considering as a beginner is protein powder if you struggle to hit your protein goals, creatine for strength and recovery, vitamin D, especially if you don't get much sunlight, omega-3 if you don't eat much fish, a basic multivitamin to fill nutritional gaps. That's it. Everything else is optional. Now, if you're constantly tired, it's not because you're unmotivated. It's because you're under fueling. Your body needs carbs for energy, protein for recovery, and fats for hormones. A balanced plate could be protein, so chicken, tofu, eggs, yogurt. Carbs, rice, pasta, potatoes, oats, fruit. Healthy fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil. And veggies for vitamins and minerals. When you eat balanced meals, your energy stabilizes, your workout improves, and your mood lifts. Now, what you eat before your workout matters. You need energy, not an empty stomach. Good pre-workout options include a banana, toast with peanut butter, yogurt with fruits, oats, a protein bar, rice cakes with honey. You don't need fancy pre-workout drinks, but if you want them, we'll talk about that later in the routines. You don't want to have a heavy meal before you work out because you will be ill everywhere. But those options I would highly recommend. After you work out, your body needs protein and carbs to recover. This is where a protein shake can be helpful, especially if you're on the go. Good post-workout options include protein shake and fruit, chicken and rice, eggs and toast, Greek yogurt with granola, tuna wrap. Recovery is just as important as the workout itself. Now, if you're dehydrated, everything becomes harder. Your workouts, your mood, your focus, your recovery. Aim for steady hydration throughout the day, not chugging water all at once. You don't need to track every calorie. You don't need to cut out carbs. You don't need to follow a strict diet. You need to eat enough, eat balanced, and eat consistently. Nutrition is not about perfection, it's about patterns. Now that you understand how to fuel your body, we can move into the part that changes everything. Your gym anxiety, your confidence, and how to actually feel comfortable training in public. Because knowing what to do is one thing, and then feeling confident doing it is another. Now, before we go any further, I want to talk about something that almost every beginner struggles with: gym anxiety. And I want you to hear this clearly. You are not weird for feeling anxious, you are not dramatic, you are not overthinking, you are human. Walking into a gym for the first time can feel intimidating, overwhelming, and uncomfortable. But the good news, gym anxiety is something you can overcome, and I'm going to show you how, because I had to. I was going to end the video, but I guess it didn't end, so I'm just going to keep going. I'm sorry if it's so awkward now. Anyway, gym anxiety isn't about the gym. It's about feeling judged, inexperienced, or out of place. It's the fear of doing something wrong, the fear of being watched, the fear of not knowing what to do, and the fear of looking like a beginner. But here's the truth. Everyone in that gym was a beginner once. Everyone had a first day. Everyone felt awkward at some point. Nothing reduces anxiety faster than clarity. When you walk into the gym without a plan, your brain goes into survival mode, scanning the room, overthinking, panicking. But when you walk in knowing exactly what you're going to do, everything becomes easier. Your plans should include your exercises, your sets and reps, your warm-up, your cool-down. When you have a plan, you move with purpose, and purpose kills anxiety. Now, machines are your best friend as a beginner. They guide your movement, they reduce injury risk, and they help you build confidence. You don't need to jump into barbells or dumbbells on day one. Start with machines, learn the movement patterns, and build your strength. Once you feel comfortable, you can explore beginner-free weight training. Sorry, that hurt someone. Anyway, if the gym feels overwhelming, don't go at peak hours. Go early in the morning, late at night, or during quiet times. A calmer environment helps you focus on yourself instead of everyone else. You can explore best times to go to the gym. Sometimes I have them on Google, but I am with a gym called Bannatyne, and they have an app for users, and it tells you how many entries were made in the last hour, which is quite nice for me to see how many people are in there before I go to the gym. Confidence. It starts with comfort. Wear clothes that make you feel secure, supported, and confident. You don't need matching sets or expensive outfits. You just need to feel like yourself. Headphones, they're a beginner's superpower. They create a bubble around you. They block out noise, distractions, and overthinking. They help you stay focused on your workouts instead of your surroundings. Music changes your energy, and your energy changes your confidence. Now, I know it feels like everyone is staring at you. It will obviously feel like that, but they're not, I promise you. People at the gym are focused on themselves, their form, their sets, their progress. And the people who do notice beginners, they kind of respect you because they know how hard it is to start. You don't need to stay for an hour. You can stay for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Get in, do your plan, leave. The goal is to build comfort, not to exhaust yourself. Short sessions build confidence, confidence builds consistency, consistency builds results. If you're scared of looking wrong, practice the movements at home. Squats, lunges, hip hinges, rows, push-ups. All of these can be learned in your bedroom or your living room if you don't have space. When you know the movement, you walk into the gym with confidence. And you can easily explore online on YouTube how to practice these gym exercises at home. Now, walking into the gym is a win. Doing your warm-up is a win, finishing your workout is a win, showing up on a bad day is a win. Every small victory builds your confidence, and confidence is what destroys gym anxiety. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep showing up. And now that you understand how to deal with gym anxiety and build confidence, we're going to move into the part that ties everything together. How to make fitness a lifestyle, how to stay consistent long term, and how to actually transform your body and your life. This is where the real change happens. Now we're entering the part of the journey that truly matters. The lifestyle. Because anyone can work out for a week. Anyone can be healthy for a few days. Anyone can feel motivated for a moment. But the people who transform their bodies, their confidence, and their lives, they're the ones who turn fitness into a lifestyle, not a phase. Now, fitness isn't something you finish. It is not a 30-day challenge. It is not a summer goal. It is not a temporary obsession. It is a long-term relationship with yourself. And like any relationship, it requires effort, patience, and consistency. When you stop treating fitness like a project and start treating it like a lifestyle, everything changes. You don't stay consistent because you force yourself. You stay consistent because your habits support the person you're becoming. Think of your future self, the version of you who's strong, consistent, disciplined, and consistent, again, and confident. What habits do they have? Do they drink water without thinking? Do they move their body daily? Do they eat meals that fuel them? Do they keep their space tidy? Do they plan their week? Do they don't negotiate with excuses? These habits aren't dramatic, they're automatic, and that's the goal. Daily routines fall apart easily. Weekly structures don't. Instead of trying to be perfect every day, create a weekly rhythm that gives you flexibility. So for example, 3 workouts, 1 long walk, 1 stretching session, 1 rest day, meal prep once, room reset once. This structure gives you freedom while still keeping you consistent. You don't need to revolve your entire life around fitness. You just need to integrate it into your routine. So that means short workouts when you're busy, home workouts when you can't get to the gym, walking when you don't feel like lifting, balanced meals instead of strict diets, rest when your body needs it. Fitness should support your life, not consume it. The truth is, most of fitness is boring. Repeating the same exercises, eating similar meals, drinking water, sleeping well, showing up on days you don't feel like it. But the boring parts, they're what create the transformation. The people who succeed are the ones who fall in love with the process, not the outcome. Your environment, it shapes your behavior more than motivation ever will. If your room is messy, your mind feels messy. If your kitchen is full of junk food, you'll eat junk food. If your schedule is chaotic, your habits will be chaotic. You want to build an environment that supports your goals. Keep your workout clothes visible. Keep water near you. Keep your space tidy. Keep healthy snacks available. Keep your routine simple. Your environment should make the right choice the easy choice. Now, progress is not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's behavioral. Track things like how your clothes fit, how your energy feels, how your strength improves, how your mood changes, how consistent you are, how your confidence grows. These are the real indicators of transformation. You will never stay consistent with a routine you hate. So build one you enjoy, a warm-up you love, a playlist that hypes you up, a post-workout ritual, a training style that suits your personality, a schedule that respects your energy. When you enjoy your routine, consistency becomes natural. Rest isn't part of the lifestyle. It's not a weakness, it's not failure, it's recovery, it's growth. The difference between resting and quitting is simple. Resting has a return date. You will never stay consistent if you're doing this from a place of self-hate. You stay consistent when you respect yourself enough to show up. When you believe you deserve to feel strong. When you believe you deserve to feel confident. When you believe you deserve a better life. Fitness is not punishment. Fitness is self-respect in action. Now that you understand how to make fitness a lifestyle, we're going to move into the part everyone wants to know. How to transform your body, your mindset, your life long term. This is where we talk about body recomposition, strength training, discipline, and the psychology behind real transformation. Now we're entering the part of the journey where most people misunderstand body transformation, strength training, and the psychology behind long-term change. And I've heard my dad talk about this section a lot, so I thought I'd go into it a bit more. So this is where everything you've learned so far comes together. And I want to start this section by saying something that might surprise you. Your body transformation starts in your mind long before it shows in the mirror. So when people hear body transformation, they think of the before and after photos, normally, right? But the real transformation is actually internal, and I know that sounds corny, but I'm not really kidding. It's the discipline you build. it's the confidence you gain, it's the mental strength that you develop, it's the way you start showing up for yourself. Your body is the result, not the starting point. Now, if you want to tone up, build curves, get stronger, feel confident, change your body composition, strength training is non-negotiable. Cardio is great for your heart, but strength training is what shapes your body. Strength training builds muscle, it boosts metabolism, it improves your posture, it increases your confidence, it strengthens your joints, it reduces anxiety, and it improves mental health. And the best part, you can start at home or in the gym. Now, strength training, it teaches you things nothing else can really, because it teaches you patience, because results take time. It teaches you resilience because you push through discomfort. It teaches you discipline because you show up even when you don't feel like it. It teaches you confidence because you watch yourself get stronger week after week. Strength training doesn't just change your body, it changes who you believe you are. Now, I want to talk about something personal, something people don't say enough. The gym is one of the best places you can go when you're struggling mentally. Not because it fixes everything, because it doesn't. Not because it replaces therapy, it doesn't. Because it gives you something your mind desperately needs: control. When life feels overwhelming, the gym gives you a space where you can breathe, a space where you can focus on one thing at a time, a space where you can release stress, anger, sadness, frustration without judgment, a space where you feel strong when everything else makes you feel weak. The gym becomes a routine when your life feels chaotic, a safe place when your mind feels loud, a distraction when your thoughts feel heavy, a release when your emotions feel stuck, and a win when everything else feels like a loss. And the best part, you walk out feeling better than when you walked in. Every single time. When you're struggling, you don't need a perfect workout. You just need movement. So try this: a simple full body routine, a walk on the treadmill, a stretching session, a light dumbbell workout, a 20-minute circuit, a slow, quiet session with headphones. The goal isn't intensity, the goal is relief. Now, strength training teaches you emotional regulation. When you lift weights, you learn how to breathe through discomfort. You learn how to stay calm under pressure. You learn how to push through resistance. These skills transfer into your life. Suddenly, you're not just physically stronger, you're mentally stronger. Now, a good strength training routine includes a warm-up, 4 to 6 compound movements, 2 to 3 accessory exercises, and a cool down. You don't need 20 exercises, you need consistency with the right ones. Now, progressive overload means gradually increasing the challenge over time. So this is how your body changes. You can increase your weight, your reps, your sets, your tempo, your range of motion, your time under tension. Small increases lead to big results. Now, long-term change, it isn't about motivation. It's about identity. You become consistent when you become the kind of person who trains. You become disciplined when you stop negotiating with yourself. You become confident when you keep your promises. You become strong when you stop quitting. Transformation is not a moment, it is a mindset. Now, real transformation takes time. Months, years. But that's what makes it powerful, because you're not just changing your body, you're changing your life, and anything that lasts takes time to build. Now that you understand strength training, mental health, and psychology behind transformation, we're going to move into the next part: how to make this your year, how to become that girl or that boy, and how to become the version of yourself that you've always imagined. This is where everything comes together. We've talked about workouts, we've talked about discipline, nutrition, mental health, strength training, and transformation. Now we're going to talk about something deeper: becoming the version of yourself who you keep imagining. The version of you who's consistent, the version of you who's confident, the version of you who's organized, disciplined, healthy, and grounded, the version of you who wakes up one day and realizes, this is my year. Social media turned that girl into an aesthetic. So green juices, matching sets, perfect routines, spotless rooms, and oh my god, it looks beautiful. But the real that girl isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. It's about living in a way that matches the woman that you want, or men that you want to become. The real that girl keeps her promises, shows up for herself, has routines that support her, takes care of her mental health, moves her body, fuels herself properly, chooses long-term over short-term comfort. It's not about looking perfect. It's about living with intention. Now, most people fail because they set goals without changing their identity. They say, I want to be fit, but they still see themselves as someone who quits. They say, I want to be disciplined, but they still act like someone who negotiates with excuses. They say, I want to be confident, but they still talk to themselves like they're not capable. If you want this to be your year, you need to shift your identity. You need to ask yourself, who do I want to become? What habits does she have? How does she tolerate? What does she prioritize? When your identity changes, your habits follow. Big changes come from small habits, not dramatic routines, not overnight transformations, micro habits. Micro habits like making your bed, drinking water, walking 10 minutes, stretching your bed, stretching before bed, cleaning your space, eating one balanced meal, journaling for 5 minutes, preparing your clothes the night before. Sorry guys, something why. These habits, they seem small, but they build the foundation of your future self. Your morning routine doesn't need to be aesthetic. It needs to be effective. A good morning routine does 3 things. It wakes your body, it calms your mind, and it sets your intention. A simple routine could be you drink water, you open your curtains, you stretch for 2 minutes, you make your bed, you eat something small, you move your body. This routine grounds you, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Discipline, it doesn't start in the morning. Oh my god, my eye, Discipline doesn't start in the morning, it starts the night before. Your night routine is what protects your consistency. So try this. Clean space, prepare your clothes, put your phone away, write out your plan for tomorrow, stretch or breathe, sleep early. When you end your day with intention, you start your next day with clarity. Now, motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Repetition is the road. You don't become that girl by doing something once. You become her by doing it every day, even when it's boring, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. Repetition builds identity, identity builds confidence, confidence builds consistency. Now, there is no perfect moment, no perfect routine, no perfect time to start. The perfect moment is the one you choose, the people who transform their lives aren't the ones who wait, they're the ones who begin, even when it's messy, imperfect, or inconvenient. Emotional discipline is the ability to stay committed, even when your emotions fluctuate. It's the ability to say, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. It's the ability to stay grounded when life gets stressful. It's the ability to choose long-term over short-term comfort. Emotional discipline is what separates people who transform from people who quit. Now, you can't become your future self in an environment that keeps you stuck in your past. Your room, your habits, your friends, your routines, they all shape your identity. But you want to build a life that supports your goals. Clean space, healthy food, supportive people, clear routines, time for yourself, boundaries, self-respect. Your environment should make becoming your future self easier, not harder. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. You need to show up. You need to keep going. You need to believe that you deserve the life that you're trying to build. Becoming that girl is not about being flawless, it's about being committed. Now that you understand how to become your future self, we're going to move into the final part of this video, how to put everything together, how to stay consistent for life, and how to build a version of yourself that you're proud of. This is the part that ties the entire journey together. We've covered everything there is, known to man. But now I want to give you the final blueprint, the long-term plan, the structure that will carry you through the next year, and the next 5 years, and honestly the rest of your life. Everything you've learned into a system you can actually follow. Now, non-negotiables are the habits you do no matter what. These are the backbone of your lifestyle. These are the habits that keep you grounded when life gets chaotic. Your non-negotiables should be simple. Move your body daily, drink water, eat protein with every meal, sleep 7 to 9 hours, keep your space tidy. These habits don't require motivation, they require commitment, and commitment is what builds your future self. Your weekly structure is what keeps you consistent long term. It gives you flexibility while still keeping you on track. A simple weekly structure could be 3 strength workouts, 1 long walk, 1 stretching or mobility session, 1 active recovery day, 1 full rest day. This structure is sustainable, it's realistic, and it works. Diets, they fail because they're temporary. Patterns succeed because they're sustainable. Your nutrition pattern should include protein at every meal, carbs for energy, healthy fats for hormones, veggies for nutrients, water throughout the day, balanced meals, not extremes. You don't need to track every calorie. You just need to eat consistently and intentionally. Now, your mind is just as important as your body. If your mental health collapses, your discipline collapses with it. A mental health routine can include journaling, walking, breathing exercises, stretching, talking to someone you trust, using the gym as a safe space. The gym is one of the best places to go when you're struggling because it gives you structure, control, and a place to release everything you're holding inside. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Your system should include a weekly plan, a daily top 3 list, a clean environment, a morning routine, a night routine, time blocks for training. Productivity is not about being busy, it's about being intentional. Now, emotional discipline is the ability to stay committed even when your emotions fluctuate. It's the ability to show up on days you feel low, tired, stressed, or overwhelmed. Emotional discipline looks like doing a short workout instead of skipping, eating a balanced meal instead of giving up, cleaning your space when you feel mentally heavy, going for a walk when your thoughts feel loud, choosing long-term comfort over short-term relief. Emotional discipline is what keeps you consistent for life. Now, your long-term vision is the map for your future self. It's a version of you you're working towards. You got to ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like in a year? What habits does that version of me have? What do they prioritize? What do they no longer tolerate? Your vision becomes your direction. Your habits become your vehicle. Your discipline becomes your fuel. Now, you will fall off. Everyone does. The difference between people who transform and people who quit is simply they have a system for getting back on track. Your system should include a short workout, a balanced meal, a clean space, a reset routine, a reminder of your why. Falling off is normal, staying off is a choice. Fitness is not just about your body, it's about your life. It's about building a life you're proud to wake up to, a life where you feel strong, confident, disciplined, and grounded, a life where you trust yourself, a life where you show up for yourself, a life where you become the version of you that you always knew you could be. This is not a phase, it is not a trend, it is your life. If you've watched this far, you're ready. You're ready to change your habits, you're ready to change your mindset, you're ready to change your life. Not overnight, not perfectly, but consistently, and that's what matters. Your fitness journey is not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming the version of you who doesn't want to quit. The version of you who shows up. The version of you who believes she deserves better, and the version of you who finally becomes them. This is your year. This is your time. This is your transformation.